Yeah, it's a black eye. It's a stain on the industry. There are companies. I'm not going to mention any names in this discussion. As much as I want to, I have a personal problem with people who try to raise themselves by stepping on others. And even if those others really do quite seriously and literally deserve it, there was one company in Minneapolis that I'm very familiar with. And, they would be at some of the shows I would speak at. Really cool product. In fact, I bought some of it at the shows because it was cool. And I would look at it and be like, God, I just love that. It's really neat. And I'd buy it, knowing full well that I was paying too much for it, that I would never get my money out of it. One of which, I've always loved baseball. I go way back till, forever. I've talked about my baseball card collection that I built through my company and all of these things. There was a really neat baseball glove coin made by the U.S. Mint. It's a concave coin, and they had a couple of them, and they were neat, and I bought them, and I knew that I got hosed. And in talking with these guys, the one thing that bothered me the most of everything that they were doing was that they would not buy back their product. I said, what? Yeah, we won't buy it back unless we really make a threatening email, and then maybe we'll do something about it. But there are a lot of people in this industry who are not selling precious metals for the reasons that we want to accumulate them. There are people in this industry who are amazing spokespersons. I'm not going to name any names, as smart as they come in terms of economics. But yet what they are selling and the prices that they are selling it for betray the rationale people would have for accumulating precious metals. And this is one of the reasons I say to everyone, buying gold and silver is not about getting wealthy. It is wealth. The way that these companies, all of them, have one similar thread, whether it be through an IRA or not, the similar thread is preying on greed. They tell you how much money you can make by buying these things that are going to go to the moon. There's nothing wrong with having a cherry or some hot fudge on top of a bowl of vanilla ice cream. What you and I talk about, Dunnigan, what we sell, what I prefer is a big old bowl of vanilla ice cream. Things that are common, that are generic, that are mundane, that are about adding value from the bullion content. Of course, we want to focus on liquidity and flexibility, and so what type of bullion matters. But really what I'm getting at is that when you get into a situation with precious metals where the main focus is profit based upon a scarcity or a rarity or some special item, you're already going down a bad path. And so, yeah, I'd love to. I know you asked me if I wanted to take part in that discussion, and I would. One thing that I will do is I will be somewhat detached from naming names. But I'll tell you, there are a lot of companies out there, very visible ones, a lot of ones that have respect and very popular spokespeople who are leading people down the wrong path, if indeed what is coming is what I think is coming, and that's going to be some hard times. So in an environment where it's about the number of ounces that matter in a liquid and flexible form, then buying things like proof coins or rarities, or especially common date rarities, or modern mint rarities. These things that are being sold to you with delusions of grandeur, of becoming wealthy, of buying something that's gone way up. All the other ones have gone way up. Phooey. That's the cherry on the sundae. If you want it, buy it just like I bought the baseball coin, knowing I paid way too much and I got hosed. If you fill up your bowl with those cherries, you'll be sad. I guess some people would eat a bowl of cherries with a drop of ice cream on top, but I would suggest doing it the other way around.
Yeah, another word you used earlier on was liquidity. That's the other problem that you run into, is if you have these oddball specialty, as fancy as they might be, they're not necessarily as readily resellable. universally, and is certainly not getting back out what you put into it as readily.
Really, that's a really big point. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's the biggest point I've heard out of all of this. I like the pre-33 numismatics. I know that right behind your head is a Morgan silver dollar. You can't see it, but I know it's there. See, that's a rarity. That's from the 1800s or whatnot. Same with the $20 gold piece here. That's a rarity. But every major dealer in America will know what both of those coins are and what they're worth. And the certification by PCGS or NGC gives you immediate liquidity sight unseen. A lot of the items that are being sold by a lot of these companies, if you call one or two or three other companies, they'll say, what? What's that? Never heard of that. Let me check. I have no idea. You're already behind the eight ball. So good point there. Liquidity is very important, and that is the reason they choose the items that they do, because it's not easy to readily shop it, to check it out. Am I being given offered a fair price? So anyways, yeah, I'd love to take part in it, and I'd love to hear what they have to say. I've watched it and witnessed it for 30 years, and usually it's my role is in picking up the pieces and trying to salvage what is a carnage in terms of what happened to people's retirements or to their nest egg that they trusted to a gold company that led them completely and totally astray. And I wonder what these people are really like, because this whistleblower obviously has a heavy heart and knows that they're being told to do things that are going to harm people. And so, yeah, it's I give the guy credit, or gal, whoever he or she is. I think it's something that should be addressed and understood. And quite frankly, regulation in this industry is needed to put an end to that, because this isn't a federally non-regulated industry. And that's one of the reasons we're so proud of our reputation, why we left our office in Minnesota. We embrace the regulations, we embrace the honesty and the transparency, and I think that this is a real problem, and a lot of people are being hurt by it.